Next, exclusively from CBS Sports, Game 4 of the NBA Finals.
The first two games of the NBA Finals were a feeling-out process. In Game 1, the Lakers felt the wrath of an angry Detroit defense. Then in Game 2, the Pistons felt the poise of the Laker veterans. The end result was an even series, with each team leaving its mark. The defending champions took to the road in Game 3 and confronted a Piston team determined to match them step for step. But eventually, Magic Johnson took over, and his brilliant choreography led the Lakers to a convincing triumph that impressed even the most seasoned observers. The Lakers have recaptured the home court advantage, which means the heat is back on Detroit, who face a crucial showdown in Motown tonight in Game 4. It's quiet in downtown Detroit, the sun setting on the Detroit River, but 30 miles northwest of that is the Silver Dome. And we are jammed for this NBA Finals game tonight. The arena, built back in 1975, holds 80,638 for pro football, and there'll be a crowd estimated at some 40,000 as we welcome you to our continuing coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals. It's the Los Angeles Lakers, the best of the West, against the champions of the East, the Detroit Pistons. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. I'm Brent Musburger. The Lakers lead this final series, 2 victories to 1. Interestingly enough, the Pistons played their best game in the opener, and perhaps it was too easy because since then, the Lakers have had things pretty much their way. This is a must game for Detroit. They do not want to fall behind, obviously, by a 3-1 count. Now, the Pistons got bad news on Monday when their best player, Isaiah Thomas, could not make it to practice because of a back injury he suffered in game number 3 on Sunday. A short time ago, inside the Piston locker room, I went to Isaiah and asked him about his condition.
It's very, very sore, but, you know, this is the NBA Finals, and this is what you work hard for all your life, and you're not going to miss a game like this tonight.
Getting loose is a key for you.
Yeah. If I can get loose, I think I'll be able to move pretty good, but if not, I probably won't be able to contribute as much.
You were trying to block the big fella's shot. You should know better.
Yeah, I jumped as high as I could, and I only reached his elbow.
The thermometer up here shows that it is about 90 degrees, and interestingly enough, some of the doctors said that that would help Isaiah Thomas get loose for this game once it begins. Let's go down to the floor now. I don't know how warm it is down there, Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham.
Brent, it's only 50 degrees down here. Only kidding. It's about 90 degrees, and it's pretty hot down here, too. What does Pat Riley feel about this game? Not to be melodramatic, he thinks that this is the championship. That if the Lakers can win tonight, they're up 3-1 and they're going to capture the back-to-back title. There is a huge difference, obviously, in this series between 3-1 and 2-2. But keep in mind that the Lakers' history in the playoffs is that they played the best under adversity, and it'll be interesting to see whether they are in a comfort zone coming into this game. And thinking about the Detroit Pistons, Billy Cunningham, what kind of zone may they be in right now?
Well, I think the zone yesterday, Chuck Daly was able to clear the air, get their heads back into basketball. But the big point is that what are they going to do at the offensive end of the court? They must become more aggressive and efficient at the offensive end. Now, at the other end of the court, that's where they had some serious problems. And I think they have to really get a few things straightened away for tonight's game. In Game 4, there are 2 areas defensively the Pistons must improve. They must find a way to stop the explosive fast break of the Lakers. What they will have to do is get their people back defensively, something they didn't do in Game 3, when the Lakers' fast break was devastating. When Magic Johnson has the ball, he first thinks pass, and when he's double-teamed, he finds the open man. Tonight, the Pistons cannot afford this double team.
And Brent, the other thing the Pistons are going to have to learn to do is play behind in a series for the first time since these playoffs started.
All right, Dick, thank you. And the reason why they're behind is one man. Magic Johnson has been the difference in this series so far. Magic's history in this state goes way back. In the late 70s, when he played here at Everett High School in Lansing, Magic led his team to a state championship. He then moved on to Michigan State. And a couple years later, he led the Spartans to an NCAA championship. After that, it was on to the NBA and a finals title. And so far in the first 3 games, he's been fabulous. Just listen to Piston coach Chuck Daly.
We're researching Magic Johnson, not as a player. I want to find out something we can hate him about. I wish he would slap one of our players so we could get mad at him. He's too nice a guy, too good a player. We need to develop some hate for the guy, and then maybe we'll respond.
So the Pistons hope to be tough tonight, and they will have to be. Magic Johnson has played 9 games here in the Silverdome. A lot of players have had difficulty shooting here, but now Magic, in 9 games, he has averaged better than 19 points an outing. So coming up, it is Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The Los Angeles Lakers, with a 2-1 lead, again, try to make it 3-1 on Detroit.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals is sponsored by the Heartbeat of America, today Chevrolet, the Power Tool people at Black & Decker, and by Miller Brewing Company, sole sponsor of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers.
Some of the fans are still making their way into the Silverdome, and you see the parking lot outside. Of course, Michigan being north in the United States, there is a late sunset as we welcome you back to Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Lakers and the Pistons. The Lakers lead 2-1. Here are the starting lineups: Green, Worthy, Abdul-Jabbar, Scott, and Magic Johnson for the Lakers. Dantley, Mahorn, Laimbeer, Isaiah Thomas is starting, and Joe Dumars, the other guard. There is Magic Johnson, who has been the bellwether of the LA effort. He recovered from the stomach flu and looked like a rookie in the last game.
Yeah, he just has been playing great basketball all through this series. And if you look back on this series, the first 3 games, the early start has been a key. In Game 1, Detroit came out very strong offensively, and we saw the Lakers come out in game number 3 so strong offensively.
Isaiah Thomas has said, if I had not intended to play, I wouldn't have shown up tonight. He says, I waited 7 years to get a shot at a title, and I'm hurting, but I'm there.
You know, as Brent had mentioned, the heat being in this, that he might loosen up that muscle in his back and his rear end as well. And I think that could be a factor. What happens when he sits down and has to come back in the game? That'll be a question we'll have to see.
The officials working tonight's game: Jake O'Donnell and Jack Madden. The alternate is Joe Crawford. The crowd in game number 3 was 39,188. That was the second largest playoff crowd in history. And we're going to have a crowd in the mid to late 30s, and maybe even more than that. As we told you, many of them are just coming in now after a pretty good traffic jam outside.
It's really something, the support of the fans here in Detroit all through the year, not only during the course of this playoffs. First team ever to draw over 1 million fans.
Speaking of million, he's done about 1 million of everything in his brilliant career. And recapping what we've seen so far, the margin of victory has been virtually the same in every game. And the Lakers, of course, winning that first game here at the Silverdome. They wanted to win at least one here, and they got their one, and now it's up to the Pistons to come back, and we're ready to go. Detroit in white and the Lakers in their royal purple. Jake O'Donnell will toss it up.
Will Isaiah Thomas be aggressive going to the basket with the basketball after that injury? Will he settle for the jump shot?
And as you pointed out, the Pistons can't just settle for the jump shot tonight. Controlled by the Pistons. Green closed out on Laimbeer early. Dantley. Now Dumars, tipped away by Magic with 12 on the shot clock.
It remains Detroit ball.
Isaiah and Magic in their last greeting before the game. And that's what they've done before every game. Longtime friends. Dantley inside. with 5 on the shot clock. Scott the rebound. Worthy with the first shot for the Lakers is perfect. He led the Lakers in scoring the last 2 games. Off a screen. Joe Dumars has been ice cold in this series. The rebound by Green.
And there's no question about that. They have to hit the perimeter shot.
Worthy misses, and Dumars the rebound. He's got Dantley and Thomas on the wing. Dantley has it knocked away. The Pistons don't always make the right decisions on fast breaks. We saw that in Game 3.
Yeah, we did, but right there, Jake O'Donnell got the foul, and Dantley will go to the foul line.
James Worthy committing the first foul. Pistons' best running team, as you realize now, is when they have Rodman and Sally coming in off the bench.
And Chuck Daly feels the best games that his team played during the course of the season was when they had the ability to get out and run.
Dantley has been frustrated since Game 1 when he scored 34 points. He's been forced to give up the ball with 2 Lakers in his face. LA certainly adjusted to his threat. Tie. Dumars is on Magic Johnson. Normally the Lakers like to get Kareem in the offensive flow early. And he hits a very difficult sky hook.
Yeah, they were pounding each other over there. Lambier, and there's a great pass by Isaiah.
Blocked, however, and they're going to call goaltending. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got there, and goaltending called against the Lakers. Credit the basket, but that was quite a pass by the injured Thomas.
It sure wasn't. This is the same way both teams started out Game 3, but the Pistons were not able to sustain it.
Minute and a half gone by. Lakers 4, Dantley 4. Rebound, Dantley. He had 8 rebounds in the last game when he couldn't really shoot much. Dantley and Green, now the double team. Lambier over Scott.
Lambier made the shot, but the Lakers rotated defensively beautifully.
Pistons are up by 2. Little more than 2 minutes gone by. Double team on Magic. Green is open. He hit that shot in Game 3. And last touched by Lambier. Good hustle by Byron Scott on the offensive glass.
Chuck Daly does not want the double team immediately on Magic Johnson. Wants it when he makes his commitment, putting the ball on the floor.
Scott knocked away. Let's see who last touched it. It was a Piston, so it's still Lakers ball. Pat Riley within 2 games of achieving something that will set him apart from other coaches in this game. 4 world titles in the same decade and back-to-back titles. And a foul away from the ball. Thomas on Scott.
Detroit ball. Number 11, Isaiah.
Each team with 1 team foul.
The team's first.
You know, so far watching Isaiah closely, he looks like he's pretty aggressive, looked like he's moving pretty well with that injury.
Low post against Dumars, taking advantage of a 6-inch, 5-inch height advantage. Green powers and an offensive foul called against the Lakers. AC Green, a little bit too much arms and muscle in there.
Well, that was good rotation defensively at the Pistons end of the court, waiting for Magic to put the ball on the floor before doubling.
Magic and Worthy picking up Dantley there. A switch. Lambier wide open. Gets rid of it in a hurry. Green clears it. Scott. Byron Scott, who scored 20 points for 4 straight games before Sunday's effort, but he has been a pretty good marksman for the Lakers.
Sure has. And AC Green and Lambier got into it there, and Lambier ended up with the worst of it. He ended up on the floor.
Tied at 6. Just under 9 minutes to go, and the Lakers call for an illegal defense. That's a warning. Next time will be a technical.
Now watch Magic Johnson, and this is the problem you're confronted with him. He's 6'9" against 6'3". You double team. There was the double team, but Lambier rotated very quickly.
Magic's passes. He's had his way with the Pistons that way. Dantley goes around Green, and the Lakers fail to pick him up.
Strong move by Dantley, but Pat Riley wants him forced to the middle, not to the baseline.
Dantley has 6 of the Pistons' 8. Kareem. Mahorn the rebound. Pistons by 2, 8:20 to go first period. Dumars with the penetration. There's a guy who's been quiet on the court. We know how quiet he is off the court, but he has been in a part of a disappearing act offensively.
Well, when the Pistons win, one of their guards or two have the big offensive games for them.
James Worthy misses. Thomas the rebound. Lead pass, Dantley. 12-6 the score and a 10-2 run by the Pistons. And Riley will want a timeout here.
And that's what the Pistons have to do, create their offense from the defensive end of the court.
You know, Billy, the numbers don't lie, and they are so decisive when the Piston guards are able to get inside the paint as opposed to settling for the jump shot. They are so much more effective, and so far they're starting off in a different way than they have.
Well, that's what the Lakers want them to do at the offensive end of the court, settle for the perimeter jump shot. And here's what we see when Joe Dumars gets that ball. He penetrates and is able to get the easy 2. You must put the pressure on the defense. You cannot allow the Lakers to just pack it in.
Joe Dumars was an offensive whiz when he came out of McNeese State. He's become a defensive specialist, handling the likes of Michael Jordan and Dennis Johnson, and having to handle Magic Johnson. He's averaged just under 10 a game in this series thus far.
And sometime in this game, we'll see him against James Worthy.
Dantley is guarding Worthy now, and Green left open has hit. That's the key for the Lakers. They get mad at him if he doesn't take the open shot. In the past, they didn't care. Mahorn, great position from Thomas, and the Pistons are getting good inside position.
Well, that's the physical play that they need, aggressive play from Mahorn, just battling Kareem and forcing him way into the basket.
14-8, nearly 7 minutes to go in the first period. Laimbeer, Kareem 1-on-1. They stay one-on-one defense, and Kareem hits the shot. The only players not to score thus far are Magic Johnson for the Lakers and Isaiah Thomas for the Pistons. Here's Dumars with a penetration and feed to Laimbeer. Basket good and a foul.
Penetration. You create something for yourself or a teammate like we saw there, or you break a team down on the defensive boards. Great play by Joe Dumars.
Magic commits the foul, and really the natural question here is that why didn't the Pistons go to this earlier in this series?
Well, I know Chuck Daly wanted them to, but so many cases a player feels that he has the good perimeter shot, and he settles for that. He doesn't look to be aggressive.
7-point Piston lead, 6:40 to go. And a far different game off the start here than Sunday. Dumars committing his first foul, second team.
The only player I see on the court right now with the emotion we saw in Game 3 for the Lakers is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That's something that this team really needs, and they play with a great deal of emotion.
Magic with a short hook shot. Interesting you say it, because at 41 years of age, having to come back after a big effort, you think Kareem maybe would have a little bit of a letdown.
And that's been his history through the playoffs.
Again, Mahorn in good position, and he beats Kareem to the hoop, 19-12.
And that's the most points he's scored in the first period in the last 14 games in the playoffs.
Worthy works inside. Kareem. You knew he'd get a foul on the basket. And a personal foul is against, no, the jump ball they called. Magic Johnson can't believe that it wasn't a foul, and I can't either.
I can't. It looked like Mahorn just wrapped his arm around Kareem's shoulder and committed a foul.
Just about halfway through this first period. And it's going to be Pistons ball, a loose ball foul against Mahorn as he pushed away on the jump.
Number 44, Rick Mahorn.
Now let's take a look and see if that was a jump ball, or did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar get fouled by Mahorn. Here we see him get that offensive rebound. Now he's going back up with it. Looked like it got him on the right shoulder.
7-point Detroit lead, 19-12. Dumars jumps out at Magic Johnson on the switch. Mahorn gets a piece of it. Out of bounds, it's still Laker ball.
But still great defense by the Pistons. We haven't seen them stop Magic Johnson going down the middle at all in this series.
Are they jump switching? Are they making a different maneuver inside?
No, they're just a little more aggressive. We just saw Mahorn just step out and give some help to a teammate.
AC Green missing outside. Dumars backed out Magic Johnson. Isaiah Thomas still hasn't scored. Scott is in his shirt. And a good block combination with Magic and Scott there. Dumars try to get it away, and they'll give it to the Pistons. Last touch by Scott.
Well, it's been the Joe Dumars show so far for the Pistons, doing the job defensively on the boards, and we saw him making that steal so far in this ball game.
And a little help from Adrian Dantley, who has hit 3 of 4 for 8 points early on. Thomas has had one big scoring game, the last one, when he had 28. Byron Scott's defensive effort should not be minimized against Thomas.
Well, he's shooting 41% in this series against the defense by Byron Scott.
6 on the shot clock. Dantley in the lane. 10 points for Adrian Dantley. Biggest lead, 9 points right here for Detroit. Scott missing. Kareem, he's fouled. No mistaking that one.
Surprising, Chuck Daly going into this game. He was going to rotate more players. He thought with this heat, fatigue would be the thing. And we see Dantley going off the wrong foot and just laying it right over the top of Jabbar.
Laimbeer committing his first foul. So everyone but Dantley on the Pistons have picked up a personal foul. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who set the early tone defensively in the last game, had 3 of the 6 blocked shots by the Lakers. The lead is 7, and Kareem leads the Lakers scoring with 6. All 5 are in the book. Scott picking up Thomas. Laimbeer. Kareem clears. Green, forecourt. Pulls up over Dantley and hits an AC Green, who had 9 of 11 for a playoff career high 21. Makes it a 21-16 game.
AC Green started the season off so strong, went into a slump, was benched through most of the playoffs.
Laimbeer missed, and he knew it, started heading down the other side. And now the 5-point lead, Lakers looking to slice it some more. Magic and Dumars both hit the floor, and the foul is called against Joe Dumars. That'll be the 15th foul against the Pistons. They're in the penalty, and they go to their bench.
And more importantly, the second foul on Joe Dumars.
Spider Sally, John Sally, and Vinnie Johnson have come in for Detroit. Michael Cooper and Michael Thompson are in for the Lakers, and that just about takes care of their bench.
Yeah, and the bench so far for the Lakers has not been as productive as Pat Riley expected them to be, at least offensively.
There's Michael Thompson. Showed more aggressiveness in the last game, but didn't have the numbers the Lakers want. I guess after 5 men in double figures in the game they played, they didn't really need much of a bench offensively in the last affair.
Reminded me a great deal of the Celtics.
Now they double on Dantley. He's got to find an open man. Throws it away to Magic Johnson. Pistons didn't move without the ball offensively effectively.
Well, it was the excellent defense, too, by the Lakers.
Cooper is really having a rough time shooting. He's 2 for 19 in the series now. Thomas. Sally tried to crash the boards. Nothing doing. Lakers coming back. And a foul. Pushing foul. And the Lakers will shoot 2.
You see the rotation defensively and how active the Lakers are, cutting off all the passing angles, and there's Magic making the steal.
Sally committing the first foul, his first. They're in the penalty. AC Green on the free throw line. He has 4 points and 4 boards so far. Well, he's turned it around since that embarrassment in game 1 when he didn't get much help and was beaten badly by Dantley.
Well, he's turned it around, and he's just playing the best ball he's played all year for the Lakers. You know, as I was saying, you know, in the middle of the year, we went into a slump. Then in the playoffs, at the end of the season, we saw Rambis start for this ball club. And since they've gotten AC Green back in the lineup, they run much better.
The Lakers have run off 8 straight, and so Chuck Daly wants to bring things to a halt, and he does. 3:24 to go in the first period. This is the view of downtown Detroit here, near the Detroit River. Pistons by 1. Now, what do the Piston players think of their situation into the series right now?
I think a lot of things. Us relaxing because we're home, relaxing because we had the crowd. We have everything going in our favor, except the game wasn't played yet. You know, we already had the game won without playing it. And I think that was a letdown on our part, mentally.
We're probably in the finals once in our life, maybe. But then again, you know, we're not promised next year. We got to take advantage of it while we can. You know, it's good to have the media attention and the people pulling for you, but you have to keep everything in perspective. You have to go out there and win basketball games.
I think Game 4 is going to be the pivotal game for both. If they win, it's going to be a long road for us to ever come back. It's a must game for us. Both these games are must games for us, but this next one, if we lose this one, it's going to be very difficult.
Ever the realist is Bill Laimbeer, and 3-1 down against the world champs, with 2 of the next 3 being at home for the Lakers. Wouldn't really set much of a chance for the Pistons, Bill.
It sure wouldn't. And they have to come out and continue playing a strong game.
Danley pulls up. Since Danley's basket a minute and 41 seconds ago, when the Pistons led by 9, the Lakers have been on an 8-0 run, and now they're in a position to take their first lead since very early in the game. Inside, Michael Thompson, and the Lakers are up 22-21.
And you see right away after the timeout, Pat Riley wants to give Michael Thompson some confidence at the offensive end of the court.
2:40 remaining in the first period. Pistons have been on stall thanks to a Laker defense in the last couple of minutes. Vinnie Johnson hits the first shot. Normally, that's a good sign for him and the Pistons.
Big one is the next one. If he hits 2 in a row, then Chuck Daly will go to him as long as he possibly can.
You're not going to say that the big one's the third one, are you?
No, I won't. I promise.
He is a streak shooter. He is the definition of that. Magic with a hook in the lane, reminiscent of the big one against the Celtics a year ago.
Yeah, and anytime he sees Laimbeer out there on him, he's going to look to take him to the basket and not settle for the jump shot.
Danley working inside, double team, a couple of fakes and a basket. Only Danley could do that, I think.
He makes so much space down there on the baseline when he's only 6'4", and I don't know how he gets that shot off.
12 points for AD. Illegal defense against the Pistons, and now we're all even on those. James Edwards, who has been stifled since his heroics in game number 1, has come in for Bill Laimbeer. Edwards has scored 8 points and 5 rebounds combined in the last 2 games, and the Pistons really haven't gotten much mileage out of him.
And they need it today because Laimbeer really felt the heat in game 3 by halftime.
Magic off with the hook. Rebound by Sally. Cooper guarding Thomas, who goes around him and is fouled. You could see where Cooper's ankle problems affected him defensively against Thomas on the drive there.
Yeah, you could see that, and you also could see that Isaiah wasn't sure of himself. Should he really attack the basket, or, you know, it looked like he shied away a little bit.
Foul is on Cooper. 14 fouls on the Lakers. Pistons have been in the penalty. And here's Isaiah Thomas. Already Thomas has 5 assists. Scott comes back in, and Magic Johnson gets his first breather of the game. Magic has scored 6, so is Kareem and AC Green.
Now with Magic out of the game, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see some trapping right now from Detroit.
Cooper brings it across. Vinnie Johnson guarding him. Edwards is on Michael Thompson. AC Green on the lob pass. Second effort. And a loose ball foul against the Pistons. Great second and third effort by AC Green inside.
Well, the reason was the back screen. They set the back screen. forced the switch where Isaiah Thomas had a matchup against AC Green, and there's AC Green. What basketball he's playing for this ball club.
James Edwards on the foul. AC Green getting more and more comfortable, and you can see how he has improved his productivity game by game. He's the top rebounder in the series, but he had his low of 8 in the last game. 1 of 2 for Green, and the Pistons are up 27-25. About a 1:10 remaining first period.
Section 125.
Dantley now single covered. And the Lakers guilty for the second time of an illegal defense, and the Pistons will get the free throw on the technical.
Well, what happened there is when Dantley was double teamed and swung it to Edwards, Michael Thompson got caught because he expected the ball to be swung. Okay, and we can see right there in the middle, Michael Thompson standing right in the lane alongside of AC Green.
Dantley on the line. When was the last time you saw Pat Riley perspire? That last shot, you know, Pat Riley is the coolest cucumber around, and there he was with beads of perspiration on his forehead. That probably is the greatest indicator of how hot it is.
Well, yeah, but you see Pat after the games, he's dripping wet, especially during the playoffs.
But he doesn't show it out here.
No.
28-25, the Pistons lead under a minute to go in the first period. They led by 9 at one point. Vinnie Johnson is in 2 in a row, and there's the 2 you were talking about, Billy.
Well, let's see what happens now.
He's hit both his shots. The lead is 5. Worthy comes back and hits. Worthy with his second hoop. Dantley and Green 1-1. Michael Thompson scores. And they threw it away. Edwards got in the way of Dantley, and the Lakers break with Green. And the Pistons caused that one.
Yeah, Dantley should have swung the basketball. He got caught trying to be a little too cute offensively.
Green with 9 points, 5 rebounds has been the spark for the Lakers in period 1. Playing for the last shot. Maybe a 2-second differential now between the shot clock and the game. Vinnie Johnson misses, gets the rebound. And a loose ball foul against the Lakers with 1 second to go. And that's a bonus for the Pistons, who will get a chance to shoot 2.
Well, when Vinnie Johnson gets it going, he puts so much pressure on the other team that everyone starts overreacting to him because they know he can get on that roll.
Foul is on Worthy. He has 2. James Edwards is 0 for 2 from the free throw line in his appearances thus far.
Number 10,
Dennis Rodman making his first appearance. He had a whopping 12 rebounds in game 3, most of anyone on the team, as Dantley goes out. AD scored 13. 1 second to go. And the Pistons lead by 3 after 1 period, 32-29. And we'll return to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan after this word from your local station.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals is sponsored by Chrysler. Chrysler believes a luxury car should be a great driving car. At Chrysler, we're driving to be the best. The Prudential, going above and beyond to meet your needs in insurance and other financial services. And by Honda Power Equipment. It's Honda engineering that makes the difference.
Pistons, who trail the Lakers 2-1 lead, 32-29 after 1 period of play, as we welcome you back on CBS Sports to the NBA Finals from the Silverdome. Let's take a look at what we've seen thus far. The starting front court already has approached or come close to their efforts in game number 3, and Detroit's working inside. No question that the Pistons' spark has been not relying on the outside shot.
And right here, though, Adrian Dantley thinks he can outguess the defense of the Lakers, but commits himself. And here's an easy 2 points at the other end of the court for AC Green.
Magic Johnson is in there. He has Byron Scott, Michael Thompson, A.C. Green, and Michael Cooper. Pistons have Dumars and Vinnie Johnson, Rodman, Sally, and Edwards. They've got a running team in there, Detroit.
Yeah, and Dennis Rodman will match up against Magic Johnson.
Scott fires outside, and Michael Thompson keeps it alive. Cooper spots up for three. He really is struggling. That's 2 for 20 in the series for Michael Cooper. Vinnie Johnson, strong to the hoop, is fouled. Joining Rick Mahorn, who has a back injury, is Isaiah Thomas. They can't sit down, so they have to lie down. That makes it tough for Chuck Daly, doesn't it?
Yeah, but Chuck, he just found out today that he's got some ligament damage, and he's going to have to go in for an operation after the season.
He's playing hurt then.
Yeah, he's playing hurt, but he said that they're not going to take him away from the golf course, at least for the first month after the season.
Foul was on Michael Thompson, by the way, his first. Vinnie Johnson had a chat with Chuck Daly, by the way, yesterday. He's upset with himself for the way he has played. He has shot terribly the last 2 games, but he's coming out with new vigor, it seems.
And one thing, Dennis Rodman putting all this pressure on Magic Johnson, he's got to watch out because Magic can beat him with the ball on the floor.
Edwards picking up Johnson on the switch. Tipped away, and it's still Lakers ball.
Now, that is an adjustment coming into this ball game, that the Pistons are going to switch on the pick and roll and have the center play Magic Johnson.
That's what he did there, and that's what he's doing here. They get it into Michael Thompson, but pushing foul against the Pistons, and it's Dennis Rodman's foul, his first.
Now, in the last game, they looked to just slide through and stay home with Magic. They think it's too difficult for one man to do, so they're switching.
One of those little nuances that you see in a best-of-7 series that's so fascinating. Byron Scott. 34-31, the Pistons lead. They were up by 9 at one point in the first quarter. Off the screen again, Vinnie Johnson. Return Dumars. 9 on the shot clock. Edwards inside. Foul. Basket counts. So already we're seeing Edwards and Vinnie Johnson a lot more aggressive in this game than they were in the last.
Well, where are they scoring their points? In the paint. In the paint. It's a simple game, basketball. The closer you are to the basket, the chances are much better of scoring.
Michael Thompson has picked up his second personal foul. Worthy and Michael Thompson each with 2. And Kareem has to rush back in the ball game. And A.C. Green goes out. So Thompson and Kareem are both in there. What kind of group does that mean for the Lakers, and what do the Pistons face with Michael Thompson and Kareem in there at the same time?
Well, John Sally will match up against Michael Thompson. He has the ability defensively to do that. And James Edwards against Kareem. Now, the one thing Edwards brings offensively is the inside post game to the Pistons.
37-31 Detroit. Minute and a half gone by, second period. Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham, game 4 of the finals. Scott shooting over Dumars, and Byron Scott hits.
The confidence he's playing with now is just really something to see.
They fouled Vinnie Johnson, and Scott thought he had the ball, and Byron picks up his first.
You know, Vinnie Johnson's going to the foul line, and the foul line has been the key stat for this whole series. If you look at the 3 games, the Lakers are outscoring the Pistons at the foul line by 11 points a game.
And Vinnie Johnson is one of those Pistons who have struggled 3 for 9 from the free throw line. Hits the first. Look at the difference between the Lakers and the Pistons with free throw attempts.
That's right, and they've made 35 more.
Number 10. And Dennis Rodman was in the line of foul line violation, so cancel the free throw, and you'll see it.
Well, this will drive Chuck Daly crazy, giving up a point that easily.
38-33, Vinnie Johnson on the steal. Magic chases him, forget it. And it's a 7-point lead for Chuck Daly and his crew.
And Vinnie Johnson has been the spark.
3 for 4, 9 points for Johnson. Kareem, fresh as a daisy after a rest on the bench, now has 8 points. He was shooting nearly 36% until Sunday's game when he hit 4 out of 7. So he's coming alive offensively. The lead is 5 for Detroit. Edwards from Sally. Edwards already has 7 points. 1 less than he had in the last 2 games combined. Rodman taken to the post by Magic and traveling against Michael Thompson. Turnover, and we'll have a timeout coming up.
Now here's the quick hands of Vinnie Johnson, getting a piece of the basketball and off to the races.
In North Carolina, Honda lawnmowers are assembled from the wheels up. Then the final critical step, the Clara Johnson test. If Clara pulls and it starts, it's a Honda.
Ship it.
We go above and beyond just like you, above and beyond what we have to do.
I'm a Prudential representative, and I help people review their life insurance needs because I know how much the right life insurance means to me and my family.
You take pride in your life, so do we. Going above and beyond is our policy. The Rock, the Prudential, above and beyond.
Everyone asks, Corinthian leather? Of course, why not the best? It's the same with our new Chrysler New Yorker. It gives you everything. Powerful V6, anti-lock brakes, front-wheel drive, rich leather, 770 protection plan. And Chrysler's exclusive Crystal Key program, complete car coverage with owner care that's even better than Rolls-Royce or Mercedes. Chrysler New Yorker gives you the one thing you always wanted in a luxury car. Everything.
It's harvest time in Matilda Bay. Time to gather the smooth refresher. Matilda Bay Original Fruit Cooler, a new special dry. Now you can pick and choose.
Step beyond the wire mesh and concrete walls when the world's fastest head to Detroit. Tracking the Free, Saturday night at 7 on Channel 2.
9:03 to go in the second by my clock. It's time to send it over to our buddy Pat O'Brien. Pat, what do you have?
All right, Dick, buddy, thank you very much. We're in the 26th row up here, the fans that you really don't see a lot. This is Paul. Paul, you're happy to be in the finals, right?
Yes, I am.
What do you think of these seats up here?
They're the best. They're the best.
Notice you have binoculars. Do you use those a lot?
All the time.
We're going to show you why Paul uses those binoculars. 26th row in section 320, folks. These are the fans I like. Paul, who'd you know for this ticket? Who didn't you know for this ticket? Paul's watching the game. Let's go back down to Dick.
I hope there's an elevator for Pat O'Brien to get downstairs.
You think they're going to make us broadcast the next game from up there?
They might. Don't mention it.
Rick Mahorn is back in the ball game for the Pistons. So is Isaiah Thomas. Goes around Magic. Picked up by Cooper. Great trapping by the Lakers. Leaves Rodman free. Finger roll. Rodman.
Isaiah is limping right now.
Michael Thompson from Magic Johnson. And Rodman was there. No basket. A foul, though. Rodman's foul, and you saw Thomas having problems coming up court.
On the line for the Lakers.
Yeah, that's the problem when you have a muscle injury, or as Isaiah has had. When you sit down, the tendency is for it to just tighten up.
Michael Thompson missing the free throw. He's 4 for 9 in the series. Pat Riley wants Worthy back in. He hit 2 of 5 in the first period, and right now the Pistons have matched their biggest lead of this game. 8:43 to go in the first half. And Michael Thompson misses by a mile on both. Or at least on the second.
They're going to look for Vinnie Johnson.
Worthy is guarding him. Magic picks him up. And a Laker foul. It will be their third team foul. They're all even in that department.
Los Angeles foul, number 42, James Worthy.
Worthy's picked up his third, Billy.
Now, here's Vinnie Johnson. He's coming off not only one, there's a second pick. And we see that Magic switching out defensively, trying to deny the ball to Johnson.
But Worthy has 3 personal fouls here.
And that's a serious problem for the Lakers.
Vinnie Johnson off the screen. He's got 11 points on 4 for 5 shooting. 11-point lead, 46-35. Detroit doing a number on the Lakers bench offensively. They've done that every game. Michael Thompson, quick release and a basket inside. Broke a 7-0 Detroit run.
Key was the execution by the Lakers.
Thompson with his first hoop after missing a couple. Actually, he got a basket in the first, but in the second period, 1 for 3. Vinnie Johnson. Edwards follow. Detroit's bench making its presence felt.
The Pistons are on fire.
11 for Vinnie Johnson, 9 for Edwards already. That's more than any of the Lakers starters have scored. Thompson pushed underneath.
Detroit ball number 15.
Now here's Vinnie Johnson coming off the double screen. Look at the screen by Mahorn. Magic going down, but here's the missed shot, and James Edwards knocks it down.
Vinnie Johnson's foul sends Michael Thompson to the line, and John Sally sends Rick Mahorn to the bench. AC Green is in for Worthy, who goes out because of 3 personal fouls.
Now that means that Magic Johnson's going to have to pick up a little bit more of the scoring for the Lakers with Worthy on the bench. Here they're going to their trap, 1-3-1.
Sally, 9 on the shot clock. The Pistons have time. Edwards wants the ball against Magic, and Thomas for a 3. Rodman with the offensive rebound.
Well, it's just all Pistons on the offensive glass when they miss. The Lakers are not the aggressive team on the boards they were in the last ball game.
Vinnie Johnson. They also had the edge off the offensive boards in Game 3. They just didn't convert in that one. 48-39. And Magic Johnson hits from outside. He has 8 points. Green leads the Lakers with 9.
Now, one of the reasons we see the Lakers going to the trap now is Bill Laimbeer is on the bench. They fear his perimeter shooting and passing.
Thomas. And a foul traveling called by Jack Madden. So Chuck Daly may have to bring Laimbeer back in. The trap worked previously. It's working right now for LA.
Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she moves me, I don't want to leave her.
Its power will move you. Its beauty will stop you. The LeBarons, coupe and convertible, only from Chrysler. LeBarons are beauty with a passion for driving.
Now get $1,000 cash back on LeBaron Coupe, one of America's winners.
That fire almost wiped out our company. But thanks to the Hartford, we met payroll. We got back on our feet. So don't tell me all insurance companies are the same. They're not.
When you need us most, we're at our best. The Hartford.
First, Gillette made shaving closer. Then we made it smoother. With Atra Plus, its Luber Smooth Strip glides the razor over your face for Gillette's smoothest shave. The Atra Plus system. First we made it closer, then we made it smoother.
Listen to the great taste.
Cut loose. Listen to the cool crisp. A rhythm that you can't miss. Salad toss fresh all day. Come on and listen to the great taste. Good time, great taste. Toss fresh all day in my place.
Listen to the great taste.
Cut loose.
The scene in downtown Detroit, CBS Sports has its equipment there for another event coming up in the city on Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll present the Detroit Grand Prix, and the cars started to arrive today. It's the only stop on the 1988 Formula One Grand Prix circuit in the United States, and CBS Sports brings you live flag-to-flag coverage. Ayrton Senna of Brazil, who won in '86 and '87, will go after a third consecutive title. That's coming up Sunday, and if necessary, Game 6 will follow that from the Forum in Inglewood. Right now, the Lakers lead 2-1. Pistons are leading here, and Game 5 scheduled for Thursday night.
Number 40.
Bob Seger, as the celebrity troupe came east from LA. Seger was here for Game 6 of the Celtics-Pistons game series. Joe Dumars and Bill Laimbeer are in, so as you mentioned, Bill, to combat the trap, Laimbeer has come in for the Pistons. Cooper has checked in for the Lakers. There's the switch again with the center, Edwards on Magic.
Yeah, now Magic's going to isolate Edwards, try to beat him to the basket.
Scott wide open.
Well, we see the adjustment the Lakers come back and do. They said, well, if you're going to switch, we're going to clear the side and let Magic go one-on-one.
The lead is 5, 48-43. Quick passing, Edwards. Laimbeer, rebound. Missed the shot, but he was in position.
Just can't afford to miss shots like that.
Lakers trying to cut it to 5 or better with 5:19 remaining in the first half. Detroit had it up to 11 before the Lakers came back. Pick and roll doesn't go, and Magic fires away. Loose ball, no one went after it. Finally, Isaiah pushes it. Rodman fouled by Scott. And that will put the Lakers in the penalty. Rodman would shoot anyway, and he'll go to the free throw line for the first time in the series right here.
And not a good foul shooter. That was a good foul by Byron Scott.
Rodman is shooting 33% from the line in the playoffs, 11 for 33.
As I said, not very good.
You were right about that. And he hits the first one. First one's the toughest. Look at those numbers. Those are the toughest free throws.
Well, listen to the crowd. They're ecstatic over that.
Well, 1 out of 2. That's 50% better than he's been.
Well, if he made both, he would have brought the house down.
49-43, Detroit. Just under 5 minutes to go in the half. Rodman is on Magic. They're going to call loose ball foul on Magic Johnson. Rodman had taken it away. And it's the penalty the last foul was, and they'll shoot it this time.
Now we're seeing the aggressive play by Dennis Rodman. Magic got a little careless. Rodman steps in. Magic commits the foul.
2 on Magic. So Rodman getting a lot of practice at the free throw line. He's at 2 out of 3. Interesting story about Rodman, isn't it? The late start he got, how he grew nearly a foot in 1 year.
Foot 1 year. There's so many stories concerning this young man, how he ended up working for a while in the airport at the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport as a janitor.
He harvested peanuts. He worked in an auto body shop. You name it, he did it. Late start in basketball. Scoop by Magic Johnson as Adrian Dantley comes in for the Pistons, who lead by 5. On the clock, Dantley. And it's last touch by Dantley.
There was a case Detroit did everything right offensively, but put the ball in the basket. They moved it. They penetrated to the basket. Dantley just missed the layup.
Saw Chuck Daly. He's quiet and reserved in this one. You remember he was tossed out in Game 3 on the result of his second technical foul. Frustrated with just about everything that he saw out here. Against Rodman, Magic. Laimbeer into the hands of Thomas. Dantley, fouled by Cooper. That's how Dantley makes his living.
That's right. When he went to the basket, you'll watch on this play, he's looking to draw the foul first, then he's thinking about the chance to score the 2 points. Great look by Isaiah Thomas. Now look how big he goes into Cooper, making sure he draw that foul.
2 fouls on Cooper and Dantley, who scored 13 points, all in the first period. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
Number
who has
33,
8 points
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar
in this one,
checks back in.
replaces Michael Thompson.
Number 43, Michael Thompson.
When you talk about the bench, it's 4-2 in favor of Detroit. They have 4 good men to bring in, and Pat Riley goes with 2. You see that.
Yeah, Pete, look at him sweating. He'll probably have to change his shirt at halftime. But when you look at the Lakers, you look at 2 players, but 2 players that can play a total of 5 positions.
That means a lot. 85 degrees. You saw the temperature. Riley wants a timeout.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
It's hot and stuffy, but this is a critical game for the Pistons, who don't want to go down 3-1.
You're watching WJBK-TV, Channel 2, Detroit.
In Matilda Bay, only one thing livens up a dull night at the movies.
Coming soon, Skippy 4. This time he's hopping mad. Sheep Wars. And now Matilda Bay Cooler is in the lobby.
It's a different kind of cooler. Sensationally smooth, exotically refreshing, wildly unique. Try original fruit and new special dry. Now made in the States.
Tonight's feature, Pause.
Take your taste away from the everyday.
Time for the Allstate Good Hands Award. Based on his total steals and assist-to-turnover ratio in the playoffs against both Portland and Los Angeles, John Stockton had the best hands in the Western Conference playoffs. And this deft display of thievery against James Worthy is one reason we can say, good hands, John. That's the Allstate Good Hands Award. And remember, you're in good hands with Allstate, a member of the Sears Financial Network.
Leave it to the good hands, people. Understanding. It's knowing that buying a new house often means finding new ways to save, even if that means bagging your lunch.
You want whole wheat or rye?
Give me rye.
And Allstate can help with a new house discount that could save you 15% on homeowners insurance.
You want mustard or mayo?
Mayo.
And 15% could buy lots of hot lunches.
You want mixed fruit or pudding?
Do you want the truth?
The Allstate new house discount. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
We saw Pat Riley perspiring, but one man who's cool upstairs is Brent Musburger. Brent, how do you do it?
Real cool up here, Dick. I'll tell you, coming up at the half, we're going to be talking to the new coach of the San Antonio Spurs. Larry Brown will be with us live. He is now the highest salaried coach in the NBA, or as Pat Riley says, he set a new standard. Way to go. Now, also, we're going to look 30 years into the future. The NBA in the year 2020. Pat O'Brien will tell us what it's going to be like. All of that coming up at the Prudential at the half. Back downstairs now to Dick and Billy.
All right, Brent, thank you very much. We're at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. This is Game 4 of the 1988 NBA Finals, where the home court hasn't meant much. The visitors have won 2 of the first 3 games, but the home team, the Pistons, lead here with 3:47 to go in the first half. And Byron Scott elbows Thomas down, and let's see whether he is hurt. He's got that back to begin with. And it needs help. Oh, he's hurting. That's the last thing he needed. Scott picks up his 3rd personal, and he's in pain. Isaiah.
Yeah, he sure is, and he wants to play so badly. Look at the defense he plays, fighting over 3 screens. Byron Scott pushes off. He loses his balance. Oh, it's so... Oh, I know his rear end is so sore. That had to hurt.
Thomas goes out. Vinnie Johnson has come in, and Tony Campbell, who was a former #1 draft pick by the Pistons, is in there for the Lakers now. He gave him some good offensive boost down the stretch this year. 8 on the shot clock. 7-point game, and Dantley rebound by Magic. Magic wide open for the basket, and Irvin Johnson has 12 points. He's the leading scorer for LA.
Well, he just picks it up. You know, whatever the Lakers need, either some offense, scoring, passing, rebounding, he just adds that ingredient.
Under 3 minutes to go, 52-47. Isaiah Thomas on the sidelines hurting as Dantley gets fouled again. There is Isaiah.
Los Angeles foul, number 33.
John Sally
His first penalty situation
comes in for Rodman.
Now with Campbell in the ball game and being put in a position where he has to guard Vinnie Johnson, I would think that Chuck Daly would look to isolate Vinnie Johnson a little bit, because Campbell has not played in this series, and now all of a sudden playing a guy that's got the hot hand, that's quite a challenge for Campbell.
Kareem picked up the foul, his first. Dantley hits the free throw. Campbell hardly played in his 3 years here in Detroit. He was out of Ohio State and just languished on the bench here. Starred at the CBA, actually was the CBA Player of the Year with Albany, the championship club, and came in when Worthy got hurt toward the end of the year and had some big scoring games for the Lakers.
That's the one thing he can add, is that the offense.
Both free throws made by Adrian Dantley, who leads the Pistons with 17. 7-point lead, Detroit. And Campbell nearly lost that ball out of bounds.
And that's one of the problems when you're not seeing much action and you put into a game like this, that you rush things. You're not relaxed out there.
Why would he go with him here?
I guess he just feels he needs another look. Maybe the little fatigue out there with his ball club with this heat.
Kareem makes good on the sky hook, and of course Worthy on the sidelines with 3 personals too.
Yeah, that's another big reason.
54-49, 2:25 to go. Dumars. Joe Dumars with 4 points. He's hit 2 out of 3. Nearly 2 minutes to go in the half.
Now the concern, Joe Dumars posted up by Magic.
Cooper misses again from outside. A loose ball foul against the Lakers will send Detroit to the line.
And the reason I say that is he's got 2 fouls. He can't pick up the 3rd.
Isaiah Thomas gets off the bench. He's coming back in, and right now let's check in with Pat O'Brien. Pat?
Thank you, Dick. The reason Isaiah Thomas is going back in is because he said he wanted to. What happened in the series before he came out, he fell on the same part of his back that he fell on in the last game. The doctors wanted the rest, but he said, no, I'm going back in, and there he is. Let's go back to Dick.
All right, Pat, thank you very much for that. So Thomas is back in. Campbell's foul, and Vinnie Johnson front rims the first one. 56-49, Detroit. They were up by 11 here in the second period. And he missed both. Lakers will try to cut it to 5.
In the second quarter.
Closest LA has gotten was 24-23 late in the first.
Now the offensive threats for the Lakers, Kareem and Magic Johnson.
But it really hurts them to have Worthy on the bench with 3 fouls. Piston foul against Isaiah Thomas. That's the 4th team foul against the Pistons, so the Lakers don't shoot yet.
Well, the rule usually is you'd like to have 3 offensive players on the court at one time. And right now with AC Green, he's a role player. He can contribute a great deal, and Tony Campbell and Cooper.
Campbell fires it up, and an offensive foul. Tony Campbell.
Los Angeles foul, number 19.
And Cooper has been ice cold. You can't count on him for offense right now, so basically it's Magic and Kareem.
And that's it. I would think we'd see a little bit of double teaming down when the ball goes into Magic Johnson or into Jabbar.
Less than a minute and a half to go in the first half. Pistons trail 2 games to 1, looking to draw even. Thomas looked pretty nifty there with a couple of fakes. Vinnie Johnson missed the shot, but a foul against the Lakers. Johnson got it off at the 24-second buzzer, but LA committed the foul.
Do you notice how good things happen when you penetrate and go to the basket in this game? It forces the whole defense to react. And there was a case that even though the shot was missed, the defense reacted, and Bill Laimbeer was able to get the good inside position for the offensive rebound.
Tony Campbell called for the loose ball foul. He's picked 3 up since coming in. Bill Laimbeer, of course, he may be the only NBA player whose father earns more money than he does as a big corporation head, huh?
Well, I'm sure that'll change.
If it hasn't already. 2 free throws by Laimbeer, 58-49 with 1:10 to go. Pistons. Lakers had a 4-2 lead. That's the only time they've enjoyed being the front runners in this one.
Well, the story of this half is the foul line. Lakers 9 out of 12, Pistons 20 out of 24.
Michael Cooper on the drive. hits his first shot. That's very interesting because LA had the huge edge in the last game.
Well, last game, all 3 games, they've been the one with getting that advantage going to the foul line.
Thomas has it knocked away by Campbell from behind. Detroit with 10 seconds to try a shot. That's the game clock in the first half. You see 43 seconds. Pistons led by 3 after 1 period. And they'll call the Pistons with an offensive foul.
Good call on Bill Laimbeer. He said an illegal screen.
His second. Game 5 comes your way back here at the Silverdome Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time in the 2-3-2 alignment. If there's a game 6, we'll go to Los Angeles for Sunday. James Edwards is in for Laimbeer. Edwards has been most effective with 9 points, 7 in this period. 15 in the shot clock, Bill.
Now they'll look for the pick and roll. Oh, they slipped.
7 on the clock. Traveling call. I wonder whether Sally's flying Walinda act had something to do with it.
That's the reason. Jabbar could not see over the top and was forced to put the ball on the floor.
That's the presence of a John Sally. He can swoop in anywhere.
The spider.
And the worm right now is on the bench. That's Dennis Rodman. Playing for the last shot of the first half. The Pistons up by 7.
Watch Finney Johnson coming off the screens.
Gets around Edwards. Tries to draw the foul and instead gets called himself for the offensive foul with 2 seconds remaining. That's not the way the Pistons wanted it.
No, but what Finney Johnson did is he put his head down. He looked to create the contact. Now, watch him coming off the double screen here. Tony Campbell trying to fight through it. Good defense by Campbell. You see him jumping in and causing the contact. Good call.
The Lakers have called a 20-second timeout to try to draw something up for the last shot. 58-51. Every time Pat Riley has called a timeout, it seems, in this series, something good has come of it.
Well, he better have something good going the length of the court in 2 seconds. You know, they have a few signs in the locker room right there. We see them in the Piston locker room, and these are the things that Chuck Daly feels that it takes to achieve this goal right there on that wall, the World Championship ring.
He's enjoyed himself, I think, in this series. He's been kind of loose.
Oh, yeah, he's taken it all in, and I think he's made sure that the players' heads, for the most part, have been into the game, and they haven't been distracted by all the media and all the coverage that surrounds a World Championship.
Detroit now called a 20-second timeout after everyone came back on the floor, so Chuck must have seen something.
Yeah, Chuck was able to see what kind of set that Pat Riley was going to throw out there offensively, and he'll make an adjustment defensively to make sure they don't give up any easy baskets at the other end.
Now, I'm sure Pat Riley may be changing his call.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 35, Ralph Lewis.
Ralph Lewis is in the game for the Pistons out of LaSalle. Campbell will inbound, and Lewis apparently, no, it's a length of the court. Why is Lewis in there?
Not to pick up a foul, because Vinnie Johnson has a few, as well as Dumars. You don't want to pick up a cheap foul here.
Green lost it, and that'll do any chance the Lakers have down the drain. Well, Larry Brown will be coming up live with Brent. That's the end of the first half. It's the Pistons 58, the Lakers 51, and Brent will be back with the Prudential at the half after this message.
CBS Sports presents The Prudential at the half, sponsored by The Prudential, going above and beyond to meet your needs in insurance and other financial services.
And the Detroit Pistons respond with some zeal tonight, and they lead the Lakers by 7 at the half. The game within the game. Dennis Rodman will draw Magic Johnson now as this series continues. He forced the steal, drew the foul, and a short time after that, the star of the Lakers came back down and burned Rodman with his driving layup for 2 of his 14. Expect that duel to continue throughout much of the second half. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger. Well, a short time ago, we saw you, Larry Brown. He is now with us live at our affiliate in San Antonio. Coach, I guess that You have been rumored for every job that has opened up in the last 2 years. Why did you choose San Antonio? Why the Spurs?
Well, I think it was a great opportunity because of a young player like David Robinson, an aggressive owner like Red McComb, and a great city to play in. I think when I was in the ABA, it was fun to come to San Antonio.
Well, Larry, certainly congratulations are due you. $3.5 million for 5 years. Are you concerned about Larry Brown's credibility at this point? The fact that you have moved so frequently, you turned down the UCLA job to stay at Kansas, and now you go to the Spurs. Your feelings about that?
Well, the timing was so bad with the UCLA job, Brent. I really wanted to go there, but we had just won a national championship and just wasn't the right time. I spent 5 years at Kansas, probably the most enjoyable 5 years I've ever had. I feel bad about leaving, but I feel good about the program there. And 5 years in our profession at one place is pretty long.
Larry, how about the cupboard at Kansas? Is it bare? What's the recruiting been like?
I think it's pretty good. It's hard to replace a Danny Manning and a Chris Piper. But we have some good young players. We had a pretty good recruiting year. And winning a national championship with a great player like Danny is fine, but we had some other good kids that contributed as well.
Larry, I know that the one thing you have wanted to coach if you ever came back to the NBA was a young center. And David Robinson is coming to the Spurs after sitting out 1 year to fulfill his naval obligation. Tell me about Robinson. How long does it take a center like that to rise to the top in the NBA?
I don't know, Brent, but he has the ability. He's a great athlete for somebody his size, and he's got great character. And if we can surround him with good players, guys that play hard and play unselfishly, I think his adjustment will be a lot quicker.
You've been a winner wherever you've gone. How many years before you challenge with the Spurs for the championship in the Western Conference?
Well, after watching these playoffs, we got a long way to go. There's some great teams out there.
What do you feel about the first half, Larry? About the first half here in this game? What's your feelings?
Well, the difference I see in this game, the Pistons had some aggressive offense off the bench. Edwards and Johnson have really made a difference. The defense is great also. I think it's created some easy shots for them.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. And again, congratulations. When we come back now, we'll look into the future, a future that might include the likes of a Larry Brown. We'll take you to the year 2020 after this message and a word from your local station. Halftime of Game 4 here at the Silverdome. The Pistons over the Lakers by 7 points, 58-51. You know, it was before the turn of the century when Dr. James Naismith back in Springfield, Mass, he tacked up those 2 peach baskets. Well, the doctor wouldn't recognize the game tonight, but let's project ahead towards still a different century, the year 2020. Pat O'Brien tells us what the NBA will be like.
And welcome to the CBS Sports Computer Center. You know, with all the talk lately about astrology and looking into the future, we kind of wondered what the future holds for the game of basketball. And so through modern technology, we programmed data first from the year 1956, the year many people believe was the birth of modern-day basketball. Then in went 1988. And then we asked the computer to project what the game of basketball will look like in the year 2020.
Welcome to the NBA 2020.
32 years down the road, and not surprisingly, the players will be bigger and stronger. The average height, 6'10". Guards will come in at 6'6". Forwards, just under 7 feet. And the men in the middle will all look like Mark Eaton at 7'3". Bigger, yes, but better?
It is projected that the scoring average will rise to 234 points per game. The field goal percentage will rise to 57%, but at the line they will still be under 80%.
Presumably there will be limits, and if human beings still have the limitations of trying to plop the ball in the basket from a distance, There's going to be a limit well before 100% in how far things can keep improving.
The new Modern City game will definitely have a new look in the year 2020. For one, the court will change. The lanes will get wider, after all the players are. And to add some additional excitement, the three-point line now becomes a four-point line.
2, 1, aim for 4. It's good!
And, oh yes, as you guessed, the hoop will go from 10 to 11 feet, and there will be a new stat, frequent flyer miles.
People going to just be able to fly. Everybody would play above the rim. That's what I envision.
And what will get them off the ground? Fuel-injected sneakers of molded thermoplastic, and the uniforms, temperature regulators, hang time extender bellows, and fatigue warning devices.
It's going to be real space technology stuff. The wide base, the stabilizer jets, you know, shock absorption, foam flow. There'll be a new definition for hang time.
And a new definition for spending money. For openers, your program will cost $30. It'll feature audio and video. The average ticket price, $90, except in LA, where the floor seats will be over $1,000. And you one-year-olds, listen up, you could make some big bucks playing basketball, big bucks.
I guess it could be $25 million for a marginal player, and I can see a $100 million player. I don't know if the year 2020 is the year or the year 2030, but I don't think at that rate, no matter what the situation is, that you'll see very many long-term contracts at that price.
The National Basketball Association, NBA, will change to the International Basketball Association. And about this time of year in 2020, you'll see a very physical Eastern Conference.
Right now, the NBA champion is the world champion. Perhaps they'll lay claim to that title in the year 2020. The NBA champion will have to play the other best teams in the world.
And where will we be in the year 2020? Right where we always are. And welcome back to At the Half, recapping our top stories. Larry Brown says there's no truth to the rumors that he is leaving Madrid to be the coach of the New York Knickerbockers. And all eyes on Tel Aviv tonight as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is set to score his 100,000th point. The 73-year-old center told me that this season will definitely be his last. That's it for us from the new Starship Enterprise. I'm Pat O'Brien. Thanks for joining us on the Prudential At the Half. Enjoy the second half here on CBS.
Back to you, Grant.
Pat, you look fabulous. I think we can beam you over to France. That's a perfect outfit for covering the luge at Albertville in 4 years. Coming up now, the second half, Game 4 of the NBA Finals between the Pistons and the Lakers. Dick Stockton and Billy Cunningham to return in a moment.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals is sponsored by Cherry 7-Up. Isn't it cool in pink? Fram, Bendix, and Autolite, which are all quality products of Allied Automotive. And by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Pistons 58, Lakers 51 as we start the third, and Pat O'Brien corralled Laker coach Pat Riley.
Pat, Detroit's been to the line 24 times. What are you going to do to stop the penetration?
Well, we just have to get quicker back, to the guy who's catching the ball and spouting up and shooting the basketball is driving right by our defense as we're stunning back, and I think it's important for us to get in a defensive stance, So they're taking the ball to the basket. We got to pinch off the middle a little quicker.
Something we rarely see here. You're sweating tonight.
It's hot.
Usually
it's a hot
cool.
Game. Yeah, it's a hot game in here tonight, and I hope the second half's a little hotter for us.
Right. Thank you for stopping by.
All right, Billy, the Pistons scored only one basket in the last 7.5 minutes and still maintained their lead, which is terrific. Now, what do you foresee here in the second half?
The big thing is the defense coming from the Lakers. Did they come out with that intensity, cut off the lanes, and force the Pistons to become a perimeter jump shooter?
How do you stop them with an effort? It's hot here. They played a half, they're trailing, and it looks like the Pistons have a lot of zeal right now.
Well, it doesn't matter. They have to do the job. If they don't do that, they're in for a long second half against this Piston ball club.
This was the game that Pat Riley said is really our championship. If we can make it 3-1, we're in Golden City. Byron Scott starts off by hitting the basket. Scott has 10 points now and has hit 5 of 7. Both teams are over 50% in the shooting department. Pistons have a huge edge off the bench. Dantley goes in short and coming down into the hands of Scott. 3-on-2 break LA. And Lambier blocks it out of bounds. Still Lakers ball. There's the shooting. Kareem and Magic were both hot. The bench story, Detroit, Vinnie Johnson and James Edwards had 20 of that total. The big story is Detroit going in the line twice as much as the Lakers. Worthy playing with 3 fouls, guarded by Dantley. High off the glass. Does he have the touch there?
Oh, well, that's his spot on the court. You cannot allow James Worthy to get the ball in that close.
Lakers have the first 2 baskets starting off this third period. They exploded in the third period in game 3. Thomas, though, hits from the baseline.
And that's his first field goal in the game.
That's right. All of his points had come from the free throw line. He had missed 3 shots previous. Two-man game, Magic and Kareem. Perfect. He can still make that shot.
Oh, but the patience that he showed, you know, he didn't have the good move. The defense was there. He gave it back to Magic, and then he made the hook shot.
12 for Kareem. He and Magic lead with 12. Dantley with 17, the high scorer for the Pistons. Joe Dumars hits. Dumars was the only Piston to get that basket we talked about with 7.5 minutes remaining in the half. Scott forced that one. Dumars right back. Couldn't do 2 in a row, and now the Lakers with a chance to cut it to 3.
And the Pistons have to be careful about settling for that long jump shot.
You think Daly would call a quick timeout if he sees it recurring?
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. At least a 20-second timeout.
Worthy with a move to the baseline and grabbing the shoulders is Dantley.
There's the quickness of James Worthy. He can take you outside and beat you with the quickness. And the reason you have to play him out there is he's developed that good jump shot.
Dantley's foul is first, and here's Worthy on the line. He's a quiet player, but he gets more vocal as the prize gets closer. And we even saw in game 3 yelling some instructions to teammates.
Yeah, get me the basketball.
Basically, that was it. 1 out of 2 for James at 62-58 Detroit.
And we see the Lakers going to the basket. We see the Pistons settling for the jump shot.
Dantley tipped up and in, or actually slammed up and in by Rick Mahorn.
And that's what the Pistons have to do, go to the basket.
Dumars on Magic, Green setting a screen. Worthy posting up Dantley, and AD picks up the second quick foul.
Adrian Dantley, his second, the team second.
Pistons have allowed less than 100 points in 13 of the 19 playoff games they've played in. James Worthy, anyone's rebound. Green took it. Lambier the rebound. That would have been most unfortunate for Detroit, lack of hustle. Dantley, no foul, but it was last touched by the Lakers.
Well, that was, looked like a little contact in there. I guess the official felt that Adrian Dantley was the one that forced that contact. See him going to the basket. A lot of contact.
AD has missed his 3 attempts so far in this period. A little more than 3 minutes elapsed. Dumars misses. Lambier tries to keep it alive. And they'll call a foul on the Lakers. Loose ball.
Los Angeles foul.
Well, there was a situation where Byron Scott ended up on Bill Lambier trying to keep him off the boards, and he committed the foul.
3 on Magic. I noticed that the Pistons have really spaced their offense a lot better in this game.
And have had the good jump shot, but they better make them.
Like that? Like that. 8-point lead and then a turnover. The Pistons take over, and the Lakers, after a quick early start here in the third period, have come apart just a bit.
Just careless basketball there by Jabbar trying to make that pass to Magic Johnson.
Lakers already have 10 turnovers in this game. That's just about what their average is in each full game.
There's one thing committing turnovers, going to the basket, or running the fast break, but on a play like that where it's not leading to anything point-wise, just can't afford to do that.
Looking to establish a 10-point lead, a new clock on the foot block by Worthy. Kick ball. 66-58 Detroit. Pat Riley pondering some things here in game 4. Was hoping his Lakers and could smooth out to a 3-1 lead, and they'll have to grind it out to do it this one. Laimbeer over Worthy. Green. He's got 8 rebounds now.
But the thing is, even though they get the rebound, we're not seeing the Lakers get out and run their fast break.
They isolate Magic against Dumars, and it does the job, as Irvin Johnson now with 14.
Well, when you play Magic, you know, what are your choices? Play him straight up, double team him. If you double team him, he gets the man for the easy layup.
Scott trying to stay close and double Dantley. 8 on the shot clock. Dantley gets free and is fouled. Maybe Kareem, and if it is, it'll be his second.
Well, we just saw the rotation of the ball, the penetration, taking it to the basket. That's what you have to do.
On the line for Detroit, shooting 2.
Adrian Dantley on the line.
Adrian Dantley.
He is 7 for 7, so already he indicates that he's going to go into double figures from the free throw line, which is his kind of game.
Now, in the last game, we saw the Lakers come out in the third period and just explode, creating their fast break from the defensive end of the court. Right now, we haven't seen them show the ability to get out, even though they've stopped the Pistons a few times to get out to run.
But it's a 6-point game, and the Lakers are lurking.
Always lurking. You don't want to go into the last couple minutes of a ball game against a team like the Lakers, the world champions, with a close ball game, because they have so many options to go to. James Worthy, Magic Johnson, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Good thing Dantley has gone on the line. He started the first quarter at 5 for 7. Since then, he's missed all 5 shots. So he's getting his points from the stripe, and it's an 8-point Detroit lead. 7:25 to go in the third. And illegal defense against the Pistons.
Illegal
That's
defense.
a technical foul, their second violation, and the Lakers will shoot
Ball.
and then get possession.
Byron Scott shoots the technical.
I think a player we have to look at is Bill Laimbeer in this third period, because Chuck Daly felt after the first half in game 3, when this building was so hot, that fatigue became a problem for Laimbeer.
He is soaking wet.
I am too.
Lakers trying to cut it to 5. Worthy lost it. It's a 4-on-2 Piston break. Mahorn pushed Magic, but the foul was committed by the Lakers, and Magic with a few words for Rick Mahorn. You rarely see Irvin get angry and mad.
Well, that's what the Pistons have to be a little more physical, more aggressive as a ball club. And that's something we haven't seen through this series.
Los Angeles foul.
Foul is on Magic. That's his 4th personal foul, so that's a big one. 4 on Irvin.
Shooting 2. Number 44, Rick
Mahorn did his job there. And Michael Cooper comes out, will come into the game, replacing Johnson.
Number 21, Michael Cooper.
So Pat Riley has had to juggle this game with Magic Johnson and James Worthy in foul trouble, and those are the 2 guys he really needs out there.
Oh, boy, doesn't he? Now a lot of pressure falls on the shoulders of Michael Cooper, who has been struggling. He's got to lead this team, and I would think they double off him when the ball goes into the low post.
The lead is 9, and Cooper is in for Magic. He's been struggling offensively. Kareem misses, Laimbeer clears. Thomas. They can match their biggest lead of the game with a basket here, the Pistons, 11. Mahorn.
Bad shot.
And the rebound by Green. That is not in the book. They don't want Rick Mahorn taking a perimeter shot. See how the Lakers respond. Worthy looking for Kareem. And a push. called against the Pistons, and it was Mahorn on the push. It is hot and heavy and tense here at the Silverdome as the Lakers want to stay within reach of the Pistons. Well, it's not the front row seat he has in the Forum, but Jack Nicholson, he may have a need for those binoculars there. He is about 15 rows up in the stands behind the Laker bench, and a lot of the fans around him play to Jack Nicholson.
Now, the one thing that Pat Riley wanted coming into this game is that he chose to have the offense in front of his bench in the first half and the defense in front of him in the second half. Why? Because they want to let the players know when the Pistons come running something offensively, they can communicate to the players, let them know what offensive set they're going to see.
There's the brain trust, Randy Funn, Bill Burka, and Pat Riley. Lakers were able to run a bit in the first quarter. They have no fast break points since the opening stanza. And Thomas pushing Scott, and Isaiah has picked up his third foul.
Detroit foul, number 11, Isaiah Thomas. His third, the team sport.
Fourth team foul against Detroit, one more, and they're in the penalty.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attendance this evening, 34,297. 34,297.
Scott looking inside. Sally is on Worthy, who has to play a guy 3 inches taller. Cooper spots for three and is short with it. Cooper struggling from the field. Dumars was releasing, blocked by Cooper. Fine defensive play by Cooper, and his last touch by Dumars off his chest.
Bad call. Should have been a foul.
70-61. Kareem short with a sky hook. Thomas the rebound. Lakers are back defensively. Isaiah, fancy move, and he's fouled going to the hoop, and he'll shoot a pair.
And again, you see him grab his side after he went in there. It looked like it came down wrong on his foot and hurt that hip. Now let's see. I thought this was a bad call by the official. Let's see if it's a foul or not. There's the contact. It was a good block. It was contact, then the block.
He hit him with the body. No question, Byron Scott picked up his fourth foul, so the starting Laker backcourt, Magic Johnson and Byron Scott, each hampered with 4 personal fouls, and that's critical with a lot of time remaining in the third, 5:29.
Yeah, and the responsibility, the problem is now Pat Riley can't put Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the bench. He needs that offensive threat that Kareem brings to his ball club.
1 out of 2 for Thomas. No basket if it goes, and the foul before the shot. Interesting, Bill, how in the last game, Chuck Daly couldn't find enough offensive firepower, and tonight, because of circumstances, Pat Riley's trouble having offensive poke.
Yeah, it's hard to believe he doesn't have gray hair like his assistant coach Dick Versace over there, because it's trying to figure this out, you know, from one game to the next is just impossible.
Laimbeer with 3 fouls. Laimbeer and Isaiah Thomas have 3 for Detroit. Magic and Byron Scott have 4, and Worthy 3 for the Lakers. Lakers have 3 players in double figures. Detroit has 2. Magic with 14, and Adrian Dantley with 19 are the leading scorers. Winding down to 5 minutes to go in the third. 9-point lead, Detroit. And the Lakers are now in the penalty. Both teams are as a result of that push. Michael Thompson is in.
Los Angeles foul number
Kareem gets a
45,
breather.
AC Green. His second.
Green's foul is second.
Now, offensively, I think with Jabbar going to the bench, a lot of the pressure falls on the shoulders of James Worthy. He's got to do the job offensively with Magic Johnson and Kareem sitting on the bench.
James Edwards will replace Laimbeer. When you talked about giving a breather to some players, you mentioned Laimbeer being especially heated here, drenched. And so Edwards comes in again, but James has delivered tonight. He has 9 points. Lakers have only 1 basket in the last 5.5 minutes. Detroit had a similar drought in the first half, but still held their lead. 1 free throw for Dantley. He's 10 of 11 in the game. from the line. The lead is 10, and Scott.
You know, the defensive pressure now we're seeing from the Pistons all starts with Joe Dumars picking up full court. And that type of pressure becomes contagious with the ball club.
Biggest lead of the game, the Pistons led by 11 at 48-37. A basket here will give them a 12-point bulge with 4:40 remaining in the third. Dantley, long range, and a 12-point lead, Detroit. 22 for Adrian Dantley.
And Pat Riley's got to make some decisions over there with 4.5 minutes to play. Does he bring Magic back?
Green short. Sally out to Dantley. Dumars, and Dantley slows it up and sets it up.
Yeah, he said, get out of here. I want this basketball.
Sally, turnaround. And Pat Riley wants to talk it over. He better bring Magic back because he doesn't want to see this game mean nothing.
By the time he comes back, it could be over.
It's 14 now. Silverdome crowd likes what they see right now. Let's see Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Dick, thank you. And one man who liked what he saw, too, is Charles Barkley from the Philadelphia 76ers. You're on your feet applauding the Pistons. Who do you like in this series?
Well, I think Detroit will win. I think they got a great team, and I hope they win.
Your thoughts on this game tonight, Charles?
Well, I don't think there's no way Detroit can lose tonight. They're playing well. They deserve to win.
When do you think you'll be playing basketball in June?
I don't think I'll be in Philadelphia next year.
There's a prediction. Why do you think that, by the way?
I think I will be traded before the season starts, but I don't think they like me there.
Is that your desire or theirs?
I think they want me to be the All-American boy, and I don't think I fit that mold.
We'll keep an eye on that. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Back to you, Dick.
Boy, that's a shocker, William, huh?
Yeah, I've been reading the Philadelphia papers, too, and I haven't noticed that. I'm sure Harold Katz is shocked about that, too, the owner of the 76ers.
There may be some people on the telephone tomorrow morning after that comment by Charles Barkley. He doesn't think he'll be with the Sixers. Wow.
Way to go, Pat O'Brien.
Magic Johnson stays on the bench. You know, since he picked up his 4th foul and left, the Pistons have outscored the Lakers 6-1. That's in the last 3 minutes without Magic. 3:45 remaining in the third period. Cooper. Now Edwards picks up Cooper just as he did Magic before on the switch. Michael Thompson pick and roll blocked by Sally. Thomas 2 on 3, and he knows it. Waits for the rest of the team.
What a block by Sally, using his left hand to block that shot from behind.
Double on Dantley. Dumars. Edwards sneaks in. Everything but the basket. 10 rebounds for A.C. Green. Byron Scott. And a push inside against the Lakers.
Now, John Sally is going to be beaten by Michael Thompson. Good pass inside. Somehow he is able to come across, not commit the foul, and block the shot.
Vinnie Johnson has come in, replacing Joe Dumars. A correction, it was a Detroit foul, and it was on Joe Dumars, his 3rd. Michael Cooper on the free throw line. You know, despite Cooper's problem shooting, the Lakers remember his timely baskets. They may not be here in the finals were it not for Cooper's basket to beat Utah in Game 5 at the Forum when that series was tied 2-2. That was a big hoop in a close game in Los Angeles.
We might be looking at a different ball club here in Detroit if he didn't make that hoop. Here's the trap.
Johnson has to get the ball away. 5 on the shot clock, James Edwards. And the Pistons have a new clock. Where the Lakers trapping beautifully. They have 2 men on every man with the ball.
Yeah, and what happens right now, the Pistons are standing around. That trap is very effective against this Piston ball club.
9 on the shot clock. Double on Dantley, throws it away. Well, the Lakers have stymied the Pistons with a tremendous defensive trap in this series.
Just double teaming and an aggressive. Their defense is picking up.
Worthy. Jump ball. Vinnie Johnson tied him up.
Now this is the aggressive defense shown by the Lakers at this point. Watch when the ball gets to Dantley, how they come over and double team him, cutting off that passing lane. Oh, got the wrong, there it is, yeah. Now they'll come over and double team him.
Worthy and Vinnie Johnson will jump. Worthy with a big height advantage. Lakers control with 2:15 to go in the third. 13-point lead Detroit. Sally is on Scott. Worthy trying to post up against Isaiah. Lakers want to find him. And the pass off of Cooper. Vinnie Johnson. Foul going to the hoop. They could not get the ball to Worthy, who is defended by Isaiah Thomas in the post.
Well, Michael Cooper, it appeared, just took his eyes off the ball when the ball was swung to him. And lucky for Detroit, it deflected off the official, and the ball is in play as long as he's on the court.
Otherwise, they wouldn't have had the break, and Vinnie Johnson wouldn't be going to the line here. Vinnie Johnson has struggled throughout this series on the free throw line. He was 3 for 9 coming in.
He's missed his last 3 free throws.
Matching their biggest lead, the Pistons up by 14 with less than 2 minutes to play in the third period. Byron Scott over Thomas. Good basket by Scott. He had Thomas's hand right in his face.
And right now, they need his offense because they're doubling James Worthy down low.
Scott has 13 points. Magic leads with 14. Kareem also with 13. Dantley, baseline.
When you go against the trap, you have to have patience, but be aggressive at the same time.
24 points for Adrian Dantley. And you know, that basket by Scott was the first hoop by the Lakers in over 5 minutes with Magic Johnson on the bench. How important is he? I think we know. And a foul call against the Lakers. Loose ball.
Boy, they're just out of sync offensively with those two men on the bench.
His third penalty situation.
Green's third, and the Lakers are in the penalty. Under a minute, 56 seconds precisely remaining in the third period. The Pistons led by 3 after 1 period. They were up by 4 at the half and have opened up their lead now and can make it 16 if Dantley hits the free throw. 10 of 11 tonight from there. It's interesting how Pat Riley treats each game as a mountain to climb, talking about what the big goal is. When does he come back? In this game, we still have a whole period to go. To come back again in game 5, he thought this team could win this game and go up 3-1.
Well, he just all season long, since the end of last season, every game he's offered a challenge to this ball club. He offered a challenge to them this season. Could they repeat and go down in history as one of the truly great teams?
And set the tone with the guarantee promise. Pick and roll. 5 on the shot clock. They're ad-libbing it now, and Worthy misses. Thomas the rebound. 32 seconds to go in the third.
The Lakers are so out of sync offensively. The defense is good by the Pistons, but I think it's more the offense, the way they're executing the offense for the Lakers.
9 on the shot clock. Crowd on its feet, waving the white handkerchiefs. Thomas for 3. Worthy fires away. And that does it. The crowd goes wild. They're going bananas.
The Los Angeles Lakers 65.
A big third period for the Detroit Pistons. They lead by 18 points. And we'll return to the Silverdome after this message and a word from your local station. Welcome Welcome back to CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals from the Silverdome in Pontiac. And after 3 periods, the Pistons lead by 18. And Billy, you talked before about the decision to keep Magic Johnson on the bench. He starts this 4th period. You wonder whether it's a case of closing the barn door. They were outscored 13-4 with only 1 field goal since he left the game.
The only reason I thought that Magic was so important to be on the court then is they were just out of sync, and he's the only one out there. He's as great as he is to show that leadership and get things going.
The trap by the Lakers has worked. The Pistons have not come close to solving it, and they turn it over on the first possession.
The only way the Pistons have solved it is just play good defense and not allow the Lakers to set up their trapping defense after a made field goal.
Magic Johnson, Cooper misses from the corner. He is in a shooting slump at the worst possible time. Actually, he had been shooting well in the playoffs until this series. Again, the trap as the Pistons try to open up a 20-point lead.
Well, what happened there, the Pistons thought it was a trap. It was a straight man-to-man.
Sally with a jumper at the 24 buzzer, and the lead is 20. Adrian Dantley with 25 is the leading scorer in the game. Magic fires it up, gets the basket, and draws the foul. There's Worthy and Kareem. They're on the pines right now for the Lakers as Bill Laimbeer checks back in for Edwards, the Pistons.
Now here's Magic. The thing is, they try to help out. Once he commits himself offensively to go to the hole, it's too late.
Foul is on Vinnie Johnson, number 3 on VJ. And here's Irvin Johnson. Despite, there's Kurt Rambis going to come into the game.
Number 40, Bill Laimbeer checks back in for the Pistons level.
Laimbeer, Scott, push.
John Sally.
Here's Rambis coming in. He hasn't played 5 of the last 6 games. His only action in that span was 4-minute stint in game 2. AC Green goes out.
You know, one thing that's beautiful that the Lakers do with that trap, they have not allowed the Pistons to get the ball into the middle, to the man at the foul line.
Magic penetrating and goes to the line. You know, the interesting thing about Magic Johnson, who, as we well chronicled, returning home here to Michigan out of Lansing, is that despite the fact that he's come home, he has remained with his team on the top floor of their hotel here and viewed Tommy Hearn's fight tape. So he only went home after Sunday's game for a brief time, and since then has been back at the hotel with his club, even though he has a lot of friends and family here.
Well, he can come back and see them when his job is over with, and that's to win another championship for the Lakers.
Makes 1 free throw, has 17 points to lead this team in scoring. This is a business trip, huh?
No question about that. He better approach it that way, and he always does.
8 on the clock, 2 minutes gone by in the 4th. Dumars in and out, and a push foul called against the Lakers. You saw Dennis Rodman come in the ball game for the Pistons. Scott on the push. And that make it Thompson his 3rd. And a timeout. Pistons. They help blow it open in the 3rd.
This NBA game summary is sponsored by Seagram's Coolers, sending the families of the U.S. team athletes to Seoul.
And at this point, the Pistons are beating the Lakers every which way, even at their own game. Fast break points, the Lakers have none since the first quarter, and a big 20-point edge off the bench for the Detroit Pistons. That's nothing new. They have really dominated with their reserves in this series.
But the fast breaks points is the real surprise. Even when the Lakers have had some opportunities to run, they haven't gotten the job done. I think you have to tip your hat to the Pistons getting back much better than they did in game 3 defensively.
85-68, and The big lead of 83-65 after 3, and if you're looking at what happens, the Piston history, they are 10-1 when they're leading after 3 quarters. So they have held their advantage, whatever it's been, in the final 12 minutes. Dantley goes around Rambis, but travels. So we have seen Rambis, who had played just once in the series, and Tony Campbell, as Pat Riley looks like he rotated his people considerably tonight.
He sure has, and right now it's money time for the Lakers. They have to get it going.
Magic is hit hard by Dantley, and Magic has a few words for AD. Now Lane Beer gets into it. The two of them, Magic and Dantley, seconds ago, just did everything short of shaking hands.
Now we see right here Magic just beating Rodman easily. Rodman cannot put that type of defensive pressure on him, and there's Dantley came over and really was just taking a foul. He didn't really go after the basketball there against Magic.
Dantley's foul is third, but it was good to see Magic and Adrian Dantley, two old warriors, commiserate. 2 free throws by Magic Johnson, and the lead is 15, 85-70.
And they're going to have to solve the problem with this trap. The game is not over by any means, and if they don't show the Lakers that they can score, they're going to see a lot of this.
Lane Beer is in the game. Pistons usually like Isaiah in there as well against the trap. Dennis Rodman with a turnaround. Defense by Michael Thompson, out of bounds. And the Pistons will have 5 seconds to try a shot.
But right now it's just the defense of the Lakers and Magic at the offensive end of the court.
And it's interesting, since Magic's been in there, he has all 5 Laker points in this quarter. Did they ever miss him? Traveling, Dantley, and another turnover.
Again, Dantley being called for the traveling violation.
Boy, the Laker trap is unbeaten, I think, huh?
Yeah, they're starting to look frustrated out there.
The lead is 15 with 3 minutes gone by in this final quarter. Lane Beer picking up Magic Johnson. And he walked. I tell you, that switch that you pointed out with the center picking up the guard has worked to Detroit's advantage tonight.
They've done an excellent job with it. Bill Laimbeer, that's a tough role for him to have to switch out on Magic Johnson, but right there, he stopped the penetration.
Well, Isaiah Thomas is in. He'll help against the trap, so Laimbeer and Isaiah are in at the same time.
Well, if Detroit can't handle the trap with the lineup in there now, they're in for trouble going down the stretch.
Laimbeer pops at the top and hits. Bill Laimbeer. Rodman and a hold. How do you look at Magic Johnson as you check what he looks like? Not too many smiles on his visage.
No, he's very upset, you know, with the situation. He didn't want to come in here and be in this type of position, down 17 points with just over 8 minutes to play in this ball game. And I wonder if he's a little upset having to sit over on the bench during that 13-4 run by the Pistons.
That might have been the period to take the Lakers out of the game. Magic has done a lot since coming back at the start of this period. He has all 7 points of the Lakers here in this fourth. 87-72 Detroit, 8:15 remaining. 9 on the clock. Off the screen, Dumars. Pistons better hurry, and a 3-second violation called against Detroit. So 4 of their last 8 possessions have resulted in turnovers for Detroit.
And it's the defense of this Laker ball club. This quicker lineup in there is just moving beautifully out there, stopping all the lanes, forcing, if anything, a perimeter jump shot.
They didn't have a big lead like this, they'd be in a lot of trouble right now. Magic Johnson misses a 3. Rodman. To Rodman and foul as he drove the baseline.
And now we see Magic Johnson getting it in. He's very upset up there. Very unusual for Magic to be reacting the way he is on the court.
Cooper picks up the 4th foul. And I'll tell you, anytime you want to get Magic Johnson angry, how do you think he comes out the next game?
The thing about Magic is, you know, he said, I'm one of the worst people to be around during the day of the game because I'll snap at people. You know, this guy, forget about what he does with the basketball. You have to look within this man. You know, he hates to lose, and he is truly a leader out there of this ball club.
All the Laker people feel that he holds the key. He's the anchor of this club.
He has for 9 years.
The lead is 16. 88-72. Michael Thompson. Good defense by Lane Beer. And a technical foul has been called against Pat Riley.
We have a technical foul.
Chuck Daly got tossed out by Earl Strom in the last game for getting 2 quick tees.
Shooting the technical, number 40, Bill Laimbeer.
He's hot under the collar. Laimbeer makes the technical foul. Let's see why Riley's so upset.
Now, I want to just show you, we know 2 guys out here on this court are best of friends, Magic Johnson and Isaiah Thomas, but Isaiah gets knocked down by Scott. And look who he pushes, his best buddy.
They're friends before and after, not during. Thomas hit by Magic Johnson.
And Magic went after him there with a forearm. That was a bad play by Magic Johnson.
And Laimbeer wanted to protect Isaiah Thomas. The 2 of them are very close. And Jake O'Donnell and Jack Madden want to bring an end to all this. Because we're right on the edge right here, Billy.
Yeah, that's, as we said a minute or 2 ago, it just didn't look like the Magic Johnson we're used to seeing out here. You know, he got banged a few times, and now he's looking to get some. There he is. He just sticks an arm right in there.
32, Magic Johnson.
And belts Isaiah.
5 fouls on Magic Johnson. And Chuck Daly wants a timeout. The crowd loves what they see. I guess this is Pistons basketball, huh?
And the Lakers don't mind playing it either.
Teamwork makes winners. Be all you can be. Sponsored by the U.S. Army. Great teamwork has been the key for success for Lakers head coach Pat Riley. Although blessed with talented players, Riley has molded brilliant individual skills into a precise team concept. The result has been 3 championships in the past 6 years. With a dedication towards winning, teamwork has made Pat Riley and the Lakers the best they can be.
Dear Dad, we made our toughest jump yet at dawn. I was kind of nervous, we all were. And then I remembered when you told me that real courage is putting your fear aside and doing your job. You see, Dad, here in the Army, the things I'm learning will help me get the most out of life and the best from myself. Dad, we were really something today. I know you'd be proud.
The show everyone's talking about. Back with a vengeance. Wednesday, June 15th. Ken Wall in Wise Guy.
If this holds up, Game 5 Thursday night at 9 Eastern Time here in the Silverdome. Keep in mind now that in the playoffs so far, the Los Angeles Lakers twice earlier have been forced to a Game 5 by the Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks. It'll be a pivotal game. Now another hot team in Detroit right now, the Tigers. They have beaten the Baltimore Orioles tonight 9-3 to pull to within 2 games of the Yankees, who were beaten by the Red Sox 7-3. The Tigers inside their dressing room in Tiger Stadium, enjoying the action and hoping that the Pistons can hold on. And Dick Stockton, I think that the Lakers are a little bit frustrated at the way the whistles have gone against them tonight. Back to you.
I don't think there's any question.
Now there's Magic whacking Isaiah right in the jaw. I don't understand that. And I know it was physical at the other end for Magic Johnson, but I think the officials have to get control of this game right here and now.
They started the game with a kiss, and now there are elbows between Magic and Isaiah Thomas. What about the whistles? I mean, the Lakers feel the calls aren't going their way. Is that a lament of a team that's trailing and frustrated? I know Detroit kind of felt the same way with Daly in the last game. What do thoughts?
I think so far in this ball game, the team that's been the aggressive team offensively overall has been Detroit. They've been the ones going to the basket and making things happen.
91-72. Just under 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Byron Scott misses a three, and here's Rodman. He's got Dumars, and Rodman loses it out of bounds.
Los Angeles ball.
Laker ball, another turnover by Detroit.
And right now, the Lakers have to make a run. They have to get something going, create some turnovers at the defensive end of the court, and Magic's got to create at the offense. Surprising, James Worthy is still sitting over there.
Michael Thompson called for the offensive foul. James Worthy has only 7 points. He was in foul trouble early, but certainly not right now with 3. The trap is on for the Lakers. Thomas for 3. Michael Thompson.
I just wonder if James Worthy is hurting over there, because we're seeing Tony Campbell getting ready to come into the ball game.
Byron Scott penetrates. Lakers crash the board, and Lane Beer with a rebound. 21-point lead, Rodman. Isaiah Thomas with the pass.
Remember the game when Willis Reed came in the 7th game for the Knickerbockers with the injury?
Yep.
I think there was a very similar impact on his ball club, not knowing if Isaiah would play.
Thomas misses outside. Michael Thompson the rebound. There was question up to right before the game whether he would play, and he said, I didn't come here not to play. I would have stayed home if I couldn't.
Well, just think of Magic Johnson, game 2 with the flu. He comes to play.
Magic foul going in. Mike Smrek and Tony Campbell will come into the game. Campbell may have to wait until Magic gets off the free throw line.
And here's a case, Rodman just beating his man down the court, and that's been the story for the Lakers tonight.
Number 32, Magic Johnson.
Magic is on the line. So it appears right now as if Pat Riley wants to give some of his key people the rest and get gear up for game 5.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's why he has Jabbar and Worthy over there on the sideline. When we wonder why they're there, he just feels that his team is just not in sync tonight, and he's just not going to put those people out on the court.
Lakers have not scored a basket in 6 minutes. Magic Johnson has all 9 Laker points here in this fourth quarter. Illegal defense against the Lakers. Talk about throwing in the towel. Mr. Nicholson has done just that.
Number 19, Tony Campbell checks in.
Campbell is in the game, and on the technical, Lane Beer shooting. Well, he's not leaving. Jack wants to get just about to the spot he sits in the forum, right? Kareem getting a long rest. Scott. How do you think the Lakers angry in this game coming out in the next one?
Oh, they're going to be angry, and they're going to come out, but the thing they're going to have to do in the next ball game is stop the penetration of the guards of the Pistons and Adrian Dantley.
Lane Beer never had control of the ball. Rambis has it. So right now it's Mike Smrek, Kurt Rambis, Tony Campbell, Michael Thompson, and Michael Cooper for LA. Cooper misses.
Yeah, it's a very important time for Michael Thompson and Michael Cooper to get their offense going, to be able to contribute to this Laker ball club in the remainder of this series.
Magic on the bench, so the rest of the game is not just to play out the string. There are things that some of the Lakers may want to do. You're looking at Wes Matthews, who will enter the game.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm sure Pat Riley will look to run some things offensively to get them to, well, Michael Thompson's on the bench, but to maybe get Cooper some shots, maybe a layup, get out on a fast break, do something to gain a little confidence.
Dantley shooting a pair. He had 34 points in game 1. He's got 26 right now. But you hit the nail on the head early. The Pistons were aggressive. And you said Chuck Daly's main concern, not so much defense, but on the offensive end, and he was able to get into the paint. And for this game anyway, the Pistons dug down deep offensively and penetrated effectively. 22-point lead for the Pistons. Campbell, not even close.
I wonder when Chuck Daly takes Isaiah Thomas out of the ball game, because he cannot keep him out there with the possibility of re-injuring or making that, or just doing something to that back.
Well, Vinnie Johnson is getting set to re-enter along with James Edwards. Lane Beer. Those two will probably come out, Lane Beer and Isaiah Thomas. Matthews is rejected by Rodman, and here they come. Not only is Edwards and Vinnie Johnson coming in from the Pistons, but Milt Wagner comes in for the Lakers, replacing Michael Cooper. We haven't seen much of Milt Wagner at all in postseason.
No, for the most part, during the playoffs, we've only seen maybe 8 Lakers playing, you know, Rambis being the 8th player.
Tony Campbell. Rambis, basket good and a foul. Bill Wagner, of course, played on the national championship Louisville Cardinal team along with Billy Thompson, who has been injured for the Lakers.
And he's sitting at the end of the bench for the Lakers right now. And Billy Thompson has not played at all this year, coming back from a knee injury from last year.
That field goal by Rambis, believe it or not, was the first basket in 7 minutes.
One thing this series is proving that neither team can stand prosperity.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, they have to be in a position where their back is to the wall.
Detroit had it tonight, and I guess the Lakers may feel they have it in the next game. Edwards tips it in. Which team has it the back to the wall in the next game? Really a 2-2.
I think it's the Pistons still have their back to the wall because they cannot expect to go out and beat the Lakers 2 games in the Forum.
Campbell. Foul going to the hoop. Well, the Lakers will be 3-6 on the road in the playoffs. Despite their victory the other day, they've lost 6 out of 9 on the road. That includes tonight's loss.
Thank you, everybody. That's it for today.
After a long day of eating hot lead, there's nothing better than drinking a cold Miller Lite. Light sure tastes great, and it really is less filling.
Shoot, there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Hey, Joe, give me another. That didn't fill me up at all.
Odious, contemptible, deplorable. I'm speaking of offending in the personal grooming arena. Something I would, of course, consider quite beyond the pale. So I give you a new Red Guard Sport Stick, antiperspirant and deodorant. When one needs to seek maximum protection and a fresh new scent, one should grab oneself one of these Red Guard Sport Sticks, because one would hate to be considered malodorous by one's chums. Now, wouldn't one? New Red Guard Sport Sticks from Gillette. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Days going by too fast to hold them. I say that I care. It's time that I showed him. Hold this moment, make it last before the present becomes the past. Make time stand still.
In a world where time waits for no one, you can stop it and hold it with the Polaroid Spectra system.
Make time stand still.
CBS Sports will bring you live flag-to-flag coverage Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern as we present the Detroit Grand Prix, the only stop on the 1988 Formula One Grand Prix circuit in the United States. We're here at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. Game 4. The Lakers were leading, and the Pistons needed a game to draw even, and they have. They lead 98-76. Dick Stockton and Bill Cunningham. Walker D. Russell has come in the ball game, and Billy Russell would have been an important man had Isaiah Thomas not been able to play in this game.
Oh, what a spot to be put into if Isaiah didn't show up. I'm sure he was praying for Isaiah to show up.
There they are, the big men on the bench for the Lakers. Getting a nap over there is Isaiah Thomas and Rick Mahorn. Actually, they're there because of their back problems. Under 3 minutes remaining, it's 98-78. 34,297. About 5,000 less than we had for Game 3 on Sunday. Sally misses, Edwards the rebound. And he makes a very tough shot. But I anticipate this place is going to be rocking and rolling and really packed to the gills for Game 5 on Thursday night.
I'll predict that they'll have a record crowd here for the NBA. Over 41,000 on Thursday night.
Walker Russell, who went to high school in Pontiac, college at Western Michigan, misses, and Vinnie Johnson follows up. Big bench efforts early on from the likes of Vinnie Johnson, who has 14, and Edwards 13 points. They set the tone off the bench early for Detroit. Sally, the turnover, now Russell. Under 2 minutes to go, Vinnie Johnson another. All the Lakers can do is wait and watch and wait for Game 5 Thursday night. Tony Campbell with the stud.
Now the thing is, as we've talked about, the Lakers know what they have to do. They have to come out here and stop the penetration, be the aggressive team they were in the third period in Game 3. The Pistons cannot feel good about themselves. They have to come out the same way they started this ball game.
Somehow these teams never do, huh?
No, you never know what you're going to see.
Chuck Nevitt, the cheers, the former Laker, will be coming into the ball game, and you'll hear him again.
The only guy on the Pistons to have a championship ring, and he got that playing for the team he's playing against right now, the Los Angeles Lakers.
7 feet 6 inches tall, 7'5" plus. Who will quibble?
What's an inch when you're 7'5"?
Matthews on the free throw. Perhaps the key juncture to this game occurred in the third quarter, a little more than halfway through. Detroit led by 9. Magic Johnson picked up his 4th foul. The Lakers still had a shot. And then with Magic on the bench in the last 7 minutes, the Pistons outscored them 13-4. Lakers got only 1 basket. Walker Russell misses, tipped up and in. Ralph Lewis.
And the big problem for the Lakers tonight was their inefficiency offensively. Their defense, their trap was very good, but they couldn't capitalize on those opportunities.
Under a minute to go. Matthews feeding Campbell and a foul. And it's kind of a mirror image to the last game. Pat Riley has the same problems to solve for Game 5 as Chuck Daly did the last time. And that is that the offense didn't mesh.
And there was no fast break for the Lakers today. We didn't see them get out and run even when they had the opportunities.
106-82. So the Pistons will hold their opposition to under 100. That's 14 times in 20 playoff games. That's a phenomenal defensive mark for Chuck Daly's crew. And we'll be all even at 2 apiece. 106-84. They want Nevitt to take a shot. Here's a skyhook. The place would have gone crazy if he had scored it. Still Detroit ball. The story of this one is Isaiah Thomas. A question mark coming in, and he answered all the questions with a gutty performance with 10 points, 7 rebounds, and 11 assists.
Los Angeles foul number
Thursday
31,
night,
Kurt
9 o'clock,
Rambis.
Game 5.
His first penalty situation.
Edwards on the line, making 12 assists for Isaiah Thomas.
James Edwards.
Edwards. And it drops for him. The Lakers were extended. They had to endure a 7-game series against Utah and Dallas to get here. And now this series will go at least 6 games. Here's Nevin. That's the exclamation point in this game. Wes Matthews draws the foul. It is now a best-of-3 series. LA will have the home court edge in 2 out of the 3, but the next game will be here Thursday at the Silverdome.
On the line from Lakers, shooting 2, number 1, Wes Matthews.
And right now, this margin would be the biggest victory margin either side has enjoyed in the 4 games. You know Magic Johnson's going to come out fierce. And I think the rest of the Lakers will too, because Magic was wounded in this game. Kareem got some rest. Walker Russell hits 111-86, and that's all she wrote. The Pistons have drawn even. In a game in which Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson had their own clash, the Pistons prevail, and now they've evened the series 2 games apiece. And right now, let's send it upstairs to Brent Musburger. Brent?
All right, Dick, thank you. You know, the only thing that this series hasn't featured so far is a close game, and maybe we'll get one on a Thursday night. The Pistons did exactly what they had to do tonight. They played with some zest, and they got even. Let's go downstairs now to Pat O'Brien. Pat?
All right, Brent, thank you very much. I guess that's good back medicine for you. How did the back feel tonight, Isaiah?
It was kind of stiff when we first started off, but as I kept moving around and I kept playing, it loosened up pretty good. But whenever I would go out of the basketball game, it would tighten up again.
What happened to you and Magic tonight? What was that all about?
We're both trying to win the championship.
You like your chances now?
It's 2-2. That means we're tied. So the next game is a big game, very important game.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on Thursday night. And so, as he said, it's all tied up. We'll see you Thursday night. We'll be back here in a moment.
Worthy with 7 points.
Right now, the only thing that would taste better than a nice cold one is a cold filtered one.
Miller Genuine Draft. Hot, isn't it?
Yeah, if you want a beer who's real, we've got it down cold. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft.
It's as real as it gets.
Introducing the 1989 Eagle Medallion. Sophisticated, nimble, backed by a 7-year, 70,000-mile protection plan. New Eagle Medallion, the latest in a series of quality automobiles to wear the Eagle emblem.
Each year, 9 out of 10 Americans who have their homes insured with Liberty Mutual stay insured with Liberty Mutual.
America, babies in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
It's no big deal. Brake jobs? It's MasterCare Car Service. Premium brake jobs. Terrific warranty.
Finally, taking care of your car is no big deal. MasterCare Car Service by Firestone.
But I thought they just sold tires.
Exclusively on CBS Sports, the finesse, the physical, the finals.
We will rock you.
Well, in winning tonight, the Pistons shot 45 free throws. In losing on Sunday, they shot only 12. They were able to get to the glass tonight, and they drew the fouls. Remember at the top of the broadcast, Coach Chuck Daly of the Pistons said, we've got to find a way to hate Magic. When the game started, he and Isaiah were blowing kisses at each other. Well, finally, they found a way, quite by accident. Isaiah Thomas is pushed down accidentally. He thinks his old buddy, Magic Johnson, did it. So he retaliates with a not-so-gentle shove. And then a short time after that, Magic gave him a moment to remember. And finally, some hostilities break out between the Lakers and the Pistons as this series draws all even. 2 victories apiece, and Game 5 headed our way on Thursday night. We'll come back for a final word from the Silverdome in Pontiac on CBS in just a moment.
Read any good beer bottles lately? This one tells you that Miller Genuine Draft is the one beer that's cold filtered, not heat pasteurized. So we haven't changed the rich, smooth taste of real draft beer. And you know what's the best thing about reading this bottle? It leads to a very happy ending.
Millions of Americans have one. Millions more are getting one. The U.S. Sprint phone card. The world's first and only 100% digital fiber optic network calling card. With a sound quality preferred by 9 out of 10 people versus AT&T. To order your free phone card and hear the magic of fiber optics on your own phone, call Sprint now. For 9 out of 10 people, the difference is clear.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Compassion. You can't teach it or place too great a value on it. But you could measure it down this very road on the morning of June 23rd. In the actions of Allstate claims adjuster Don Mulder, who at 5 a.m. drove 60 miles to a fire site. All just to shorten the distance between a man's loss and a man's recovery. People like Don Mulder. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
The Pistons beat the Lakers 111-86, and we can get an opportunity to check the box score of at least the starters. The Pistons bench tonight chipped in with 47 points. There's how the starters performed. Now, the Lakers starters look this way. Magic Johnson out for 13 minutes. The Lakers outscored 13-4. He still puts in 23, but their bench could score only 21 points. So we'll return to the Silverdome in Pontiac in just a moment.
Somehow there's got to be a cure for athlete's foot.
Hey, step up to the mic.
Mike?
Micatin. This cures athlete's foot. It's got something the others don't. Miconazole. There's nothing more powerful.
Yes? You got something that cures athlete's foot?
Sure, step up to the mic.
Huh?
Micatin. It cures athlete's foot.
Step up to the cure. Step up to the mic. Micatin, also in deodorant spray.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Understanding. It's knowing that buying a new house often means finding new ways to save, even if that means bagging your lunch.
You want whole wheat or rye?
Give me rye.
And Allstate can help with a new house discount that could save you 15% on homeowners insurance.
You want mustard or mayo?
Mayo.
And 15% could buy lots of hot lunches.
You want mixed fruit or pudding?
Do you want the truth?
The Allstate new house discount. Another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
So the finals are even, 2 victories apiece. And for Dick Stockton, Billy Cunningham, and Pat O'Brien, I'm Brent Musburger. So long from the Silverdome. With the final score again, Detroit beats Los Angeles 111-86. The NBA Finals continue on CBS Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with Game 5.
CBS Sports coverage of the 1988 NBA Finals has been sponsored by MasterCare Car Service with 1,500 locations. Finally, taking care of your car is no big deal. Miller Genuine Draft Cold Filtered Draft Beer. It's as real as it gets. And by Jeep Eagle, official vehicles of the NBA.
The NBA on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports. So long, everybody.